Thank you. I do want to start by thanking Senator Harkins, Senator Reid, Senator Franken for their incredible leadership in this area. They've been out on these front lines for a long time. They understand the problem facing our students, and they've been working hard to try to get college costs under control, to help our students afford college. Right now we face a crisis. Senator Harkins, Senator Reid have a bill on the table to keep the student interest rate loan on the new loans from doubling. It's something we should do. But I just want to be clear about what this is about. The profits that the United States government is making off the backs of our students is obscene. Obscene. Right now, this year, the United States government will make $51 billion from our students. Think about that. That's $51 billion in profits in the student loan program. The reason I want to emphasize that is I think that's an issue of money and it's an issue of values. The first one about money, we can afford to bring the interest rate down on student loans for our young people. The money is there. This is a profit-making program. We can do this. But this, and I just want to be clear on this, the Republican proposal would create more profits from the government off the backs of our students. It would produce additional billions of dollars of revenue for the government that would come straight out of the pockets of our struggling students. It's a bad bill and it should be rejected. But the second part I want to make clear in this is ultimately about our values. This is truly about where as a country we want to make the investments. Today, the largest financial institutions in this country can borrow from the United States government at less than 1% interest. And yet our students are called on to pay more to produce billions of dollars in profit for the government. That is just fundamentally wrong. It does not align with our values. So, as all three senators have said before me, we have an immediate problem, and that is the student loans rate that is about to double come July 1st. We need to fix that problem, but we recognize it is a short-term fix. I think of it as a foot in the door so it doesn't slam on our students. We have much more serious problems with the amount of debt that's already out there, more than $1 trillion of student debt that is holding back families, holding back our economy. We have to deal with that debt. We have to deal with the rising costs of college going forward. That's not something we can do in the next 3 weeks. We need to commit ourselves to work on this over the next year. We will work on this, but it starts with all of our students getting behind us, pushing hard, and making sure we do not let interest rates double come July 1st. And then pushing even harder that we're going to work on fixing this problem, getting a long-term, comprehensive fix to how our kids pay for an education. It's something we all care about, it's something we all have to invest in, and it's something we're all going to work on together. So I'm really grateful you're here today. Thank you. We're going to do this.
Right,
we're going to do this. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you.
Yes, I don't think that we can ask our students to borrow at an interest rate that could go up forever.
So you are against that?
I believe we can't do that. We can't do that. We cannot do that to our students. And so we'll try to put together the best bill we can. But I want to go back to your question, and that is, where do we go from here? This is what democracy is about. Where we go from here is what got us here today. We got here today because enough students and their families have said, we can't do this anymore. This is not working. We cannot say to young people, you've got to get an education in order to have a shot at building a future, and at the same time say the costs of doing that are going to go through the roof year after year after year, that you're going to come out so burdened by debt that you don't have a shot anyway. I just came out of a hearing where this is what we talked about, what's going wrong with America's middle class, and this is a big part of the story. So for me, what this is about, it's not about that proposal. It's not about what the Republican proposal is. And we're pretty candid about the fact that we're trying to hold the interest rate level for a year. while we get there and we want to work on how to solve this, because this is really about investing in our kids. This really is the fundamental question of how we build a future. And we don't build a future by subsidizing the largest financial institutions in this country while we turn around and say to our kids, you have to produce tens of billions of dollars in profit. That's what this is about. So where this goes next, it goes to all the young people who are standing behind us and all of their families all around the country. This is about democracy at work. We're going to get this. We're going to get the right kind of bill because we're going to have enough energy behind it.